Hello, hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Happy Life with Maria podcast. Today's episode is all about the topic of inspiration and education and personal growth and things like that. So, I've been having a few conversations here offline in person with some humans, and they have all these ideas they want to start sharing with the world. They have ideas they want to start sharing about what they learned about life with others, or, whatever skill set they have that they want to start posting on social about and spread the word. But they're holding themselves back because they decided that who's gonna need it, right? Who's gonna wanna hear it? Everybody has their own life lessons, their own life journey, and they're so focused on it, they're not even gonna listen to what I have to say, right? They're not gonna change anyway. What's the point? So here's my answer to that kind of an objection. Number one, you never know who you might inspire with just one small word. You never know. Sometimes we're so caught up in our everyday life, and yes, a lot of people are not open to other people dictating what to do, anything like that, but they'll hear a word here and there, and it might spark something in them, like a light bulb might go off, right? Like somebody was listening to Oprah. Why did Oprah have a show, right? If nobody is open to listening to other people's advice, then why did Oprah have a successful show? Because sometimes people need, even if they don't know it, an outside source sharing their life experiences to mirror it, right? An outside mirror for you to realize your own potential, your own abilities, what you can do, what you cannot do. Like simple thing, well, not simple, a big thing that happened was with Tyler Perry and Oprah, right? So Oprah on her show eventually decided to own the rights to her show. She became the owner of it, right? She got equity. And then that's how she became, super rich and successful millionaire, because from the very beginning, she decided to own it. And also, she opened her own studio, like Oprah Studio. I forget what it was called. So she was all about ownership. Her lawyer suggested it that way, or she saw somebody else do it one time and then she got inspired and did it. And then what happened was she became friends with Tyler Perry, who at the time, which was maybe like 20 years ago, was just starting out, putting on his funny comedy shows and things like that. And then he saw Oprah. He came over to one of her events where I think she unveiled her new studio. And he saw it with his own eyes, what's possible. And he got inspired. He got an idea. Wait a minute. That's what people can do. That's a goal people can achieve. They can own their own work and they can open their own studio, right? And that gave him the idea to eventually save up enough, grow enough to open his own movie studio, which is more than even what she has, right? And 20 years later, he achieved it, right? He has one of the largest movie studio lots in America. It's larger than Disney, it's larger than Universal. It's in Atlanta, I believe. But it all started with a spark of an idea he got 20 years before that, because Oprah shared her journey. She shared what her journey was like. She wasn't telling him what to do, she wasn't dictating, go do this, go do that. All she was doing was sharing her own experience. And like I said, you never know who you might inspire. You never know who might need to hear that one word, because sometimes we forget our own abilities. We forget who we truly are. We're so caught up in the everyday life that I feel like a lot of these teachers that teach, like you have Tony Robbins, you have Jay Shetty, why do they teach, right? Because they feel they have a responsibility to wake people up, to give them that spark, to help them remember their abilities, what they can achieve, who they are, what their gifts are, right? Sometimes the people that are, in the everyday hustle and bustle are very, very busy. They have a lot of responsibilities. They have work, 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 life, life, life. There is no stopping. You have responsibility to the family, to the work, to the projects, to your health projects, whatever it is. And you're so caught up that a lot of people don't take the time to learn, don't take the time to grow. But this is why it's important to have teachers like Jay Shetty take the time to share his experiences. Why do people have so many podcasts? Why are they growing so much, right? Why? This is number one. Personal development right now has grown to be one of the largest successful industries in the world. Why, right? If nobody is listening, then why is this just growing and growing and growing, right? Even Travis Kelce, who has, no need to teach anybody anything. His podcast just signed a deal for $100 million with Amazon. Why? Because he's sharing his life experiences. He's talking about what he is experiencing, what he's into, what he's not into, and people love to listen to other people's stories. Storytelling is very powerful. That's why movies are so important. They're telling a story, right? So I would suggest shift your thinking from, I'm not going to be able to teach anybody nothing. Nobody wants to hear what I have to say. Shift it away from that. That's not what these creators are doing. They're not dictating to anybody what to do and how to think. They're just sharing their own experiences, because you never know who might get inspired and get an idea and start their own podcast or write a book, or learn to understand that they need to get out of this relationship. It's not a healthy relationship. Sometimes we don't even know that we are not in a healthy relationship unless we hear someone else describe how their relationship went and what not to do, right? Mel B, she was the Spice Girl. She's one of the scariest Spices, they would call her, right? She was super confident, super tough, loud. And unfortunately, she ended up marrying somebody who was very abusive. So she went to, she got out of that relationship, thankfully, because Simon Cowell actually was one of the people who opened her eyes to it. And then she shared about her experience on talk shows, and then opened up the eyes to other people that are in these kind of situations, that they didn't know they have a way out, that they can find something better, right? It's like listening to somebody talk about their journey. It's like the light bulb goes off. Some people are like, wait, that's not healthy. Literally, unfortunately, people do not even know that that's not healthy, because probably of their own family vibes were like that. So this is how they grew up. So that's all they know, right? So the point is, expanding people's minds, opening their mind to possibilities is a responsibility that some people choose to take on because they want to share their gifts. They want to, it's not everybody's required to do that, but there are some that feel like that's their responsibility because they're really good at it. The way that we can put it into words is a way that no one else can, right? The way Jay Shetty explains it is not the way that Tony Robbins explains it. So he has his audience, But like I said, overall, the big picture is to open people's minds to possibilities. And you never know how one word can inspire someone to change their whole life. So just wanted to share that. Stay positive. Talk soon.